Breaking news, and Hollywood actor Gene Hackman has been found dead in his New Mexico home.
French Connection, The Conversation, Superman. Gene Hackman has died at the age of 95.
Gene Hackman was more than a household name. He was a cinematic legend whose legacy spanned decades, cemented by powerful performances in classics like The French Connection and Superman. Yet, the grim discovery at his Santa Fe estate,
Bodies of the Hollywood legend and his wife, Betsy, were discovered,
has triggered a wave of shock and suspicion. At 95, Gene Hackman's final chapter took a devastating turn when both he and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, were found deceased under perplexing circumstances. An open door, scattered pills, and silent clues inside the mansion raise unsettling questions. How could this go unnoticed for so long? And did anyone truly know what was happening behind closed doors? Word spread quickly among neighbors who were stunned, and fans who simply couldn't believe that a man who'd once been the heartbeat of blockbuster films had faded from public life so mysteriously. Now, as authorities scramble to determine the truth, stories of possible gas leaks, hidden illnesses, and more disturbing theories have started to swirl. Join us as we walk through the strangest, and at times darkest, details of the shocking discovery that has left Hollywood reeling. The initial shock and scene. Maintenance workers arrived for routine property upkeep, expecting nothing out of the ordinary. Instead, they stepped into a silent residence with the front door wide open and found themselves in an eerie void. Something felt off from the moment they crossed the threshold. Wandering deeper inside, they were confronted by an unimaginable sight. Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa, both deceased, in separate parts of the house. Between them lay puzzling clues. Gene near a back door with what looked like a cane and sunglasses strewn about, Betsy in a bathroom with pills spilled across a counter and a knocked-over space heater. As if the scene weren't jarring enough, one of their dogs was found dead in a crate, while two others roamed freely, suggesting the couple had been gone for a while. Initially, rumors swirled about carbon monoxide poisoning. Investigators, however, soon learned that no gas leak could explain the unsettling puzzle left behind. Early investigations and conflicting theories, authorities wasted no time cordoning off the property. Forensic teams combed every inch of the home, searching for indications of foul play, forced entry, or anything that might explain why the door was ajar. The story behind the discovered bodies made early headlines, and news outlets across the country latched onto the possibility of carbon monoxide. It was a plausible scenario, especially in older homes. But once officials cleared the area, they confirmed no sign of a leak. Next, they entertained the idea that the couple might have made a tragic choice to end their lives together. Yet the evidence didn't align with that theory either. Typically, such decisions involve notes, a shared space, or signals suggesting a coordinated action. In this case, Hackman and Arakawa were found apart. And then there was the matter of the open prescription bottle. Could it point to an accidental overdose? Or had one partner discovered the other in crisis and attempted to help, only to succumb themselves? Investigators found more questions than answers, sparking a wave of speculation, family reactions, and personal details. In the midst of the swirling rumors, Hackman's daughter, Elizabeth, spoke up. She expressed heartbreak over losing her father and stepmother, emphasizing how active and relatively healthy he'd appeared for his advanced age. Even at 95, he had kept up mild exercise routines. Betsy, just 63, was the one making sure he managed doctor appointments, healthy meals, and daily movement to stay spry. The fact that both died at the same time seems almost impossible to reconcile for those who knew them best. Elizabeth also floated her own theory. Maybe it was indeed carbon monoxide that took their lives. She insisted the family had no idea anything like this was possible, but suggested it could have been a subtle, silent presence in the home. Yet, this idea clashed with official findings. Inspections found no hazards. The sense of contradiction only grew, fueling speculation that if not carbon monoxide, something else invisible might have played a role. Gene Hackman's legacy. Before the world lost him in these baffling circumstances, Gene Hackman dazzled audiences across nearly 100 films. He secured 2 Academy Awards, including one for the electric portrayal of Popeye Doyle in The French Connection, and he famously brought the iconic Lex Luthor to life in the Superman series. Critics often praised his knack for switching effortlessly between drama, action, and comedic roles, a versatility few actors could match. After decades in the limelight, he stepped away from Hollywood around 2009, citing health concerns and a desire for peace. That exit left fans yearning for more of his brilliant screen presence, but it allowed him to focus on other passions. He wrote historical fiction, enjoyed painting, and kept a low profile with Betsy in New Mexico. In many ways, their life resembled a tranquil retirement, quiet days filled with personal hobbies. So how did such a peaceful era end in what some officials now call a suspicious scene? Hidden struggles and health concerns. Hackman's retirement owed much to lingering heart worries. He'd undergone an angioplasty in the 1990s, a procedure meant to clear blocked arteries. Even though doctors had warned him against intense stress, he continued to work in sporadic roles for a few more years. Later, a traffic accident while he was biking in Florida raised new alarms about his fragility as he aged. Yet in interviews, Hackman always seemed calm, even unfazed about these close calls. He maintained that a measured lifestyle, with Betsy's diligent care, was enough to stay afloat. Friends suggested the couple's biggest daily challenge was simply time itself. At 95, Hackman had slowed his public appearances to a trickle, but those who knew him say he retained a spark of humor. Betsy remained active, handling errands and day-to-day tasks for the both of them. Could an undiagnosed medical crisis have rapidly claimed them both? Or was there something more elusive, some hazard inside that house that no one anticipated? Baffling clues: timeline, autopsy, and environment. Autopsy and toxicology results often take weeks or even months to finalize. Investigators have hinted that these results could hold the key to the entire mystery. The advanced state of dryness and decomposition suggests a time frame stretching beyond a mere day or two. Some experts estimate they may have been deceased for a significant period, unnoticed by neighbors or friends. This raises yet another question. How could such a prominent star fade from contact with no alarm raised until maintenance workers stopped by? Inside the house, evidence offered little clarity. Scattered pills, an overturned heater, and a dead dog in a crate. If the door was open, why didn't the two other dogs wander outside in search of help? Why weren't family members or friends concerned earlier? Every piece of evidence simultaneously points in multiple directions, preventing a quick conclusion. While there's no sign of forced entry or physical struggle, investigators are cautious not to dismiss the possibility of outside interference. The open door alone begs the question: who left it that way, and why? Theories from insiders and experts. Close friends suggest a chain reaction. Maybe Gene suffered a sudden fall or heart attack, leaving him helpless. In panic or despair, Betsy could have overdosed on medication. Yet that wouldn't explain the open door, nor does it explain why they died in separate rooms. Another theory imagines the opposite. Perhaps Betsy was struck by a medical emergency, leading Gene to attempt a rescue. But the presence of the scattered pills still lingers. A handful of acquaintances hint at a darker scenario: an unknown person entering the home for reasons undisclosed. No forced entry means they could have been let in willingly. Could something have happened that spooked the intruder, prompting a hasty exit? Investigators remain quiet on specifics, maintaining that every angle is on the table until toxicology is complete. The swirling uncertainty has created a sort of vacuum where speculation thrives, generating dozens of new what-if scenarios daily. The unresolved mystery. For all the rumors and fragments of evidence, the final answer remains elusive. No matter how it happened, two lives ended behind the doors of a once serene mansion. People around the world who loved Gene Hackman's work, who felt they knew him through the roles he inhabited, are left to wonder: was this simply a double tragedy brought on by illness or fate, or is an even more unexpected revelation about to surface? Until investigators issue an official report, every possible explanation is on shaky ground. The wait for answers is agonizing, especially for those closest to Hackman and Betsy. Will the autopsy results reveal a hidden medical emergency, a toxic substance nobody suspected, or a chilling sign of a crime? Whatever emerges, fans will likely recall Gene Hackman for the brilliance he brought to film, hoping his last days were not defined by pain or confusion. The mystery lingers, and in many ways, it may remain that way until every last clue is dissected. For now, all anyone can do is reflect on the extraordinary life Gene Hackman led, admire the legacy he left behind, and keep a watchful eye on the ever-evolving investigation. If there's one final twist in this story, it may still lie just around the corner, ready to reshape everything we thought we knew about the quiet, hidden end of one of Hollywood's most revered legends.